conspiracy, man. They're out to get us, man. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Who's out to get us? No. What's out to get us? Artificial intelligence. Now, let me ask you a question as you sit there and ponder on this. Have you ever been late because of things? Have you ever asked Siri for a request and she pulls up a web browser that you can't show a 5-year-old and you have to immediately delete the history? If these things have happened to you, you are suffering from artificial intelligence distress syndrome. And let me tell you two things. I'm going to tell you a story that's going to collaborate what I'm talking about here. And number two, I don't normally talk like this. It's just for the sake of expressing myself. My experience with artificial intelligence began about a month ago. I had a huge presentation in which there was a lot of money on the line. And I'm talking the type of money where it changes your life. No more eating beanie weenies. No more having to sell your body. And I'm talking about, man, I couldn't give blood anymore. So that was a really, really big deal. I set my alarm clock for 6 o'clock in the morning. The appointment was at 8. I figured that'd be plenty enough time to get me there, get set up, calm my nerves. I'm good to go. I wake up at 7:15 just out of sheer terror. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Why didn't my alarm clock go off? You know what? Let's forget about that. We gotta get out the door. 10 minutes later, I'm dressed. I can't remember if I brushed my teeth, put on deodorant, but I'm out the door. I grab my phone, I jump into my truck. Siri, what is the quickest way to work? Okay, David, searching for network. What do you mean you're searching for network? Where did the network go? How did you lose it? Whatever. I jump into my truck and I'm off. I'll figure it out along the way. Before I leave my cul-de-sac, I hear an alarming beep. Beep! Low fuel? But yesterday I had a quarter tank. What do you mean low fuel? I drive a big black F-150 that I affectionately call Ebony. She's fierce, but sexy. As if she understood me, she sputtered. I thought I was going to go to work on that low fuel. As if she heard me, she said, "Nuh-uh, you're not going anywhere. You better feed me some gas." Okay, let me go to the gas station. I turn out, go to the quickest gas station, which is about a mile away. I turn in, frantic rush. I get out my truck, go up to the pump. It gets interesting from here. Will that be debit or credit? Credit. Will you be using your rewards today? No. Please reward me with gas. Would you like a car wash? No. Finally, I take the pump out, stick it into my tank. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents. Are you serious? This goes on for a couple minutes. Click. It shows $2.12. What do you mean, click? I'm not full. Yes, you are, is what I heard the pump say in my head. I take it out, put it back in. Oh, I guess you weren't finished. 12, 13, 14. I stop at $4. I'm just gonna have to go. I don't have time for this. I leave the gas station. I look back on my phone. Siri, what is the quickest way to work? I'm sorry, David. I'm still searching for the network. Okay, I have two choices. Get on the freeway or take the road that has a whole bunch of lights. It's still early in the morning, but I know the freeway can be congested at this time. I chance it. I take the road I think is less traveled. Turns out I'm right. There's nobody heading in that direction. Oh my gosh, this is about to be a breeze. Turn one corner, I turn the next, get down the last strip of road right before my office. There are 3 lights. Okay, here we go. I approach light number 1. Stop. Okay, I get to the light. I look right. I look left. Why'd you stop me? About 30 seconds later, I see a car come, as if to say, I didn't want you to hit that car that was coming 30 seconds later. I proceed to the next light. As you imagine, stop. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Another gentleman pulls up alongside of me. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was obviously in the same pain and distress that I was, because all I saw was... I tried not to look, but I couldn't take my eyes off of him. He turned and looked at me, as if to say, I'm about to do something really crazy and foolish. Next thing I know, the light turned green, and he steps on the gas and he cuts in front of me, and he turns down this way. I wanted to cuss him out, but I didn't have time. I had to get to where I needed to go. I approached the 3rd light. I knew exactly what was about to happen, so I step on the gas real fast. Of course, the light turns red, and I speed on through. What I did not realize that day was that this light was a part-time photographer. I found that out because I received a little piece of mail in which I'm looking up at the light, and both of my hands are blurred out. Apparently I forgot to edit. I get to work. I am 5 minutes late. Luckily, the gentleman that I'm supposed to meet is not there. I run inside. I sit down, act like I've been ready, waiting for the gentleman. I hear the door ding. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm late. He rounds the corner. I look at him. He looks at me. We instantly recognize each other. He puts his hand over his mouth. I smile because I know that deal is about to be sealed. We sign on the dotted line. Everything is great. We have a conversation about how things interrupt our time, make us late. I have a great idea. Let's start a support group. I start to write down. Let's start a support group of anyone that's against artificial intelligence distress syndrome. He stares at it, looks back at me, looks again. I'm sorry, I cannot be a part of this. Thank you for inviting me. That'll be all. I realize what I've done. If you understand what the syndrome means, it didn't quite equate the way that I was hoping to, and it never got off the ground. But I'm still campaigning that we must be vigilant against these things because they're trying to take over, and I will not stand for it. Madam Toastmaster.